Peace family, it's Tiffany Hills popping in with a video. So I told y'all Whitney Houston was coming back with the Love Goddesses. First of all, let me slow down. How's everybody doing? All right. So I told y'all in the video with the channel from Whitney Houston that she was going to be coming back with the Love Goddesses. Something on my phone. So she also threw me a curveball. She threw me a real curveball. But the first Love Goddess is still on the planet. Her name is Martha Wash. Martha Wash. Now Martha Wash, she used to sing background for Sylvester. Her and her name was Izora, were the background singers for Sylvester. Sylvester, house music. Brother Bobby touched on Sylvester about him being a fairy energy. So information is still coming up about that. But her voice was just very iconic. She was her and Izora were called 2 Tons of Fun in the Sylvester group. So after time goes on or whatever, before all of that, she was like very her voice is just amazing. Her voice is absolutely perfect, absolutely perfect. So when he brought me the information, I'm gonna put, y'all got a lot of homework gonna be in the description box, because this one threw me for a loop. So a lot of homework. So I'm gonna send y'all everything as far as the videos I watched, the information on everybody I'm gonna tell you about. Yes. So with her coming through, like I said, she's still on the planet, she's still singing, she's still doing things, still very beautiful. But when she was singing, they made it the industry made it their point not to show her. Very pretty lady, but they just wanted her voice, and she ended up having to sue. Y'all know these house songs, especially if y'all my age. Black Box, everybody, and then it was a CNC Music Factory, everybody dance now. That was her voice. And so what they would do is they would take her voice and never asked her to be in the video. Michael Jackson did it as well. He asked her to sing ad-libs for Centipede for Rebe Jackson, a song that he produced, and then nobody asked her to be in the video just because she was heavy. And she ain't really that big to me, you know what I'm saying? But for, what the industry wants, you know what I'm saying? They would not, they would just play her, you know what I'm saying? But she's amazing. But why she came up is, in the video I told y'all that Anita Baker and Luther Vandross were supposed to do a duet together. Well, the duet that they were supposed to do, something happened where either they couldn't get along, or they said Anita didn't show. Well, Martha Wash ended up doing the duet with him, and it's actually a remake. Like I said, I'm put all the information in the description box. All of these very, very wonderful, well done interviews, videos, and all of those things. Well, the song is called I Who Have Nothing. And when I tell you, this song is one of my top favorite songs in the entire world. And so Spirit gave me the breakdown, and so it's about these lovers. And so one is singing to the other, I who have nothing, based on I don't have the material things that you used to. I don't have diamond rings and all these things, but I have all I have to give you is love. And so Spirit said it was the breakdown as far as like the material kingdom and us coming out of the material kingdom and all of its entrapments and all of our addictions to it, to the nothing is everything. The nothing is spiritual, is the spiritual world. And so Martha, Ms. Martha Wash, is taking us into this very mystical, magical realm. Listen to this song, y'all. When I tell you, her voice is so freaking perfect. The song, they just complement each other so well. So I'm going to put that in the description box. So by her name being Martha means oh shoot, I wrote it down. Martha, it wasn't something that just really jumped out as far as what the name Martha means. But Wash, okay, Martha means lady. And so when I seen lady, I automatically thought ladybug. I've been seeing ladybugs everywhere. Well, a ladybug is of course good luck, fortune, soul twins, soul mates, mating. And so one morning I got up and it was a spider web right on the side of my door. Me and Blue about to go for our walk, and so I see the spider web on the they just the spider was just like, I'm putting this right here, right on my driver's side door. And so I said, either it's laying an egg or it's eating something, and it happened to be eating a ladybug. And I'm like, why you gotta have a ladybug? You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a ladybug. So I had to get a feather, get the spider, and put it in the bush. So I didn't want it to fall off, while I'm driving or whatever. And so Spirit gave me, said, ladybug is a beetle. It's a beetle, and it put me in the mind of us, the scarab beetle, who used dung as fertilizer, right? And so with Martha, they throwing her so many, just doing her any old kind of way. She's very, very, very articulate, very well spoken, very gifted, very talented, just a classy lady. You know what I'm saying? She took those lemons and made lemonade. And so, they wanted shit all over. She took that, and she still has a career to this day. You know what I'm saying? She won her lawsuits, and it's her story is just remarkable. But when the last name Wash, to wash something would to be to cleanse. You see what I'm saying? So it's like she's cleansing us of this. Her energy is not personality; it's energy. So her energy is washing and cleansing and purifying. When I told y'all about the channel we got with the Million Man crossover, which I'm gonna pick up with the curveball Whitney threw me, she's like cleansing the energy to take, for the dark goddesses to, we did our part, so now our love goddesses are coming in, so she's just cleansing us of this residue, and all of us thinking that, if I don't have this, and just this addiction to this material system, like it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over when you decide that it's over. So that's what it meant, just washing, the cleansing, the purifying, and the restoration of love between the man and the woman, outside and inside of human form. So moving right along. So it's been a couple of weeks I've been seeing this Anthony, like this name Anthony. I'm like, okay, I don't know an Anthony, but maybe somebody's coming through for a reading. I don't know what's going on. Anthony. So I looked up Anthony. Anthony means praiseworthy, highly praiseworthy. And Sylvester, let me not leave out Sylvester because I'm going to double back to Sylvester in another video. But his name means wooded, overgrown with trees. So it's pretty much a forest. Like Brother Bobby said, he was a fairy energy. It's a little hot today, y'all. Let me get my napkin. So Anthony I'm like, who is Anthony? Why did Anthony keep coming up? And so, like I said, Whitney is so far away from the personality she was, right? And so I'm seeing Anthony. So I look up Anthony, and so I come across this video. A gentleman, I don't know, I'm gonna put it in the description box. He did a video on Roger Troutman, and it was like the tragic stories of the Troutman family or something like that. And so it was 3 different pictures, and I was like, I don't want to see nothing depressing. And I'm sorry, and Spirit was like, watch it. I'm like, no. Spirit was like, watch it. I'm like, no. I don't want to be depressed. And so I watched it. Very glad that I did watch it because I got the Anthony. So Roger Troutman is, he sings More Bounce to the Ounce, Computer Love. He did the collaboration with Tupac and Dr. Dre, California Love. It's Zapp and Roger. He got so many hits, it's out of this world. So he used to do he was the one known for the, I forgot what the thing is called, where he sing and it sounds like a computer, like a computerized voice. And in this interview, he said that, how did he come up with it? And he was like, I just love what it did to the audience, because when you sang in it, it's like people seem to be in a trance or hypnotized, and they just be so in awe of the sound. And so Spirit gave me to know that he was murdered by his brother. His brother shot and killed him, and then later shot and killed himself. He died a little after Tupac. Hello, Dragonfly. Hello. You can land on me if you like. He was killed by his brother. And so after he had a son, well, he has children, but this particular son was Roger Jr. Roger Jr. had a couple of albums, and he didn't really have the success as his father, but he made some noise in the music industry. And he has a song or an album called Magic Spell. He gives birth to the daughter. Roger Jr. gives birth to a daughter, 2 daughters. And he ended up being killed. He was hit, head trauma. He was beat to death with pipes. And he has a daughter. He had 2 daughters, and so one of the daughters went on to become a rapper. And so I'm like, oh God, I'm watching, and it was like, you know what I mean, this is a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I already knew how Roger Troutman died. I'm just like, what is the connection with all of this? So before the curveball Whitney threw me was the whole Anthony, and she was trying to lead me to the daughter, which the 2 daughters of Roger Jr. The one who became the rapper, her name was let me see if I can get this right, Lexi Alajai, not Alijai, Alajai, Lexi Alajai. And when I say this little girl was the cutest little thing, but she, what was her real name is Alexis. Alexis means protection or protector. And so I'm like, okay, what's going on? But that's when I started feeling the wheels churning, because Roger was trying to come through times past, but it was just like I really couldn't pick up anything. But he was trying to get me to the baby girl. So when she comes across, and I was like, okay, let me click on. One thing I know music. I know quality. I know gifted. I know talented. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to music, I know, especially performers. I know that crispiness. So when I heard her spit, I was like, oh, she reminded me of Nip. Something about her reminded me of Nip. I'm like, And then she ended up saying in one of her, I think one of her tweets, she really wanted, she was working on the album, and her manager was close to getting Nip to spit on the album. She wanted, not the album, but the song she wanted him on. And she said one of the major things she wanted was to work with him. You know what I'm saying? She was just a very, very, she put me in the mind of people who kind of hold their own. She wasn't signed to a record label, but the girl she's fired. She's fired. And then I come across the song Anthony, and I love the song. I love the song. She just very, she'd been through a lot. She took her struggle and made something for herself. And this girl can spit. You know what I'm saying? She is the tuna and the fish. Okay, you know what I mean? Baby girl had it. She had it all, right? So I'm going through her little body of work. So I go through a couple songs, and she got a song with a guy called KC. Now, y'all young folks, y'all probably know all of this. Like I said, I wasn't familiar with her work until now. So she's coming through, and she started hugging me, and she called me Fairy Mama. She hugging me, and she was like so happy that she got through. And she let me know that when the Million Man crossover, her father was able to make it. He was one of the ones who crossed over. He was no longer stuck in that dimension. See, when they take you out in a traumatic way, and you're not conscious, and for you'll be stuck in these dimensions, and sometimes you won't know you're dead, and sometimes you just won't leave. You don't know your power in order to elevate out of these dimensions. And so when we did the Million Man crossover, he was one of the ones who crossed over. So she was really, really happy about that. So she hugging on me, and she happy that she finally got through. So Nip died in 2019, and baby girl ended up being murdered. And they trying to make it like she was this drug overdose and all of these things, but she did not. They said that she went to it was New Year's Day 2020, and she had tweeted that she was going, she was a homebody, and she was just going to chill with her friends at this hotel. And then they say, next thing you know, the next morning she didn't wake up, and she had took some fentanyl or some shit like that. But she told me not to get into the conspiracy, as Minnie Riperton told me to, because I already know what happened to her. She said, stay focused on the metaphysical, the spiritual. And I'm just going to say one thing. Look into Jealousy. It's a song, Jealousy. And y'all get all how it all happened and what time it is. You're going to see that demon. I sure seen her. Oh, I seen her, and I see you. You know what I'm saying? And you, little baby. Okay. Stay focused, Tiff. Stay focused. Because I can get so mad. You know what I'm saying? But these things were meant to happen. So she ended up passing away January the 1st, 2020. And so I'm like, when you see people like Nip or like an Aaliyah or this baby girl, Lexi you see this amazing character, and you see this integrity, you see this resilience, you see this determination, and you see that they really, really believe in themselves, but they not willing to just throw it all away for some money. They not willing to throw it away to just, for fame. They were, really, really into their craft, and they really, people were savagely jealous of them because they want that light. They want to feed. They want to be what you are, but they just don't want to work at it. You know what I'm saying? She also said J. Cole was a major influence to her. She ended up spending like $300 to get backstage to meet him, and she gave him a one of her demos, and he never called or whatever. But she told me to tell y'all to listen to a song called by J. Cole, "Love Yours." It's all leading somewhere. We're going somewhere. So that's 3 generations. So you had Roger Troutman, who was murdered, shot and killed by his brother, who later turned the gun on himself. Roger Jr., who ended up getting beaten in the head with pipes due to something with some money that was owed or whatever, and he dies. And then you got the 3rd generation baby, Lexi, who was poisoned and killed. And they just, like I said, they try to make it sound like she did a drug overdose, and you can just see that wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? It was just very, very plain to see what happened to her. So you got 3 generations. So when you do the 3 generations, like I told you with William, they got his grandfather, his father, and then him. And so these are very, very powerful. So when they take out the 3rd, each generation, it's because they came here to do something extraordinarily powerful. And so that the Troutmans were vibrational spell breakers. Vibrational spell breakers. So Roger, his job was to break the spell of what they were trying to do with the futuristic AI, what they was going to try to do with technology to use it against humanity. He was breaking that, you know what I'm saying, by already putting the sound, the tone into our ears. Either we was dancing off of it, we was grooving off of it, but the frequency was going into our melanin, and we were picking it up. And so whatever they were trying to do, it was null and void. So even though he was murdered, it didn't make a difference, because his work went across, and it went to the vibration was felt, and it did what it was supposed to do. It did what it was supposed to do. So then you pass the torch to Roger Jr. He's not as popular as his father. And so wait a minute, let me back up. I can't go past Roger. But when Roger did Computer Love, that was a spell that was breaking the vibration, that vibrational spell. And like I remember what I said, it's cosmic. And then you had Computer Love, More Bounce to the Ounce, I Want to Be Your Man. When I tell you, gonna jam on this playlist y'all gonna put together, I was jamming all morning. Do you hear me? I was jamming, walking blue, just dancing as I'm walking, just because I feel the celebration, family. Yes. So Roger Jr., like I said, he wasn't as popular as his father in the music scene, but he was more so to bring Lexi in. You know what I'm saying? He was his vibration. He was also breaking those spells. So when Lexi comes through the door, she's more of a she's the under the goddess Hecate energy. And in the interview, she said she lived somewhere where it was called Frogport or Frog something, and Hecate is the frog head goddess. Brother Bobby did a great breakdown on her. Brother Bobby always do a great breakdown on anything on her, and so she's the goddess of the crossroads. And so that's why I say he crossed over. So her energy now is, she's saying trauma no longer exists. If we are suffering from some type of trauma, which is why they all went out in a traumatic way or left some type of trauma in the family by their absence or the way they were taken out, they went they did this so that they could break the spell of trauma. She says trauma no longer exists. And I go on and on and on about how it exists in the emotional body and how we have to emancipate ourselves from the emotional body. So the trauma of this system, the trauma of paying bills, the trauma of being molested, the trauma of being raped, the trauma of being killed, all of these traumas have been healed. That goes back to Martha Wash. She's washing and cleansing us of all of this trauma. So she was saying that Roger was always, not she, but Roger was always about love. So when he did the collaboration with Tupac, because Tupac sampled, what was the song? Dun, 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 dun. Marvin Gaye used to sing to me. I forget what the song. He had me feeling like black was the thing to be. Marvin Gaye coming through too, so he's gonna be in a later video. He keep coming up a lot. But he did. His whole thing was universal love, cosmic love, and so that's what the vibration was. So that's what his job was. He did his job. You know what I'm saying? Roger Jr. did his job. He was just stuck in a dimension, and so he crossed over with the Million Man crossover. So when Lexi come through with them things, you know what I'm saying? That girl got bars. She has, I mean, she was just, you can just tell she was just a very sacred soul. So Whitney said she was one of the ancient souls that I talked about in the Whitney channel. She was one of those souls who was the ancient souls who they were trying to, you know, when they take out each generation, they try to leave a hole in the vibration. So that's just like playing a guitar with 2 strings, or playing a piano with it's missing like 20 keys. You see what I'm saying? So it leaves a hole in the vibration. And so Lexi come in, she's the goddess of the crosswords, and she says, you know, you can come to her to heal your trauma, to be cleansed of your trauma, and that's going to take you out of this stratosphere, because nothing can hold you back. You can create anything. Nothing will be impossible for you. Absolutely, positively, nothing will be impossible to you. Nothing. She said, call on her. She a fairy energy. She's a goddess. She is everything. She is everything. Like I said, she called me fairy mama. And so she's like, all 3 of them, their whole message was love. You know what I'm saying? Universal love, cosmic love. And so even though they left in a tragic way, and that's another thing Whitney said. She said, ancient souls don't stay long. You know what I'm saying? So you got Nip left, you got Pac left, you got so many left at such a young age. She said, no, the ancient souls don't stay long. They come in, put down their work, and they bounce, because we know that humanity is the illusion, right? So when I looked at Lil Mama, she just put me in the mind of the last airbender. You know what I'm saying? Something about the last, and they all look alike. They all got that forehead, they all got the eyes, they all look just alike, just alike. But that's what she was saying. She was saying that trauma no longer exists. Only way it exists is that we believe it. And this is what it is, family. As long as we're participating in this system, as long as we are going along to get along and waiting for something to change, for us to react, if you're not doing what your spirit is telling you to do in order to come out of this system and start, you know, chinking away at your addictions and things of that nature, that, you know, your fears, that what if I don't pay this bill and all this, all, you are creating your own trauma. So instead of creating the life you want, you're creating your trauma by participating. Just is what it is. So she said, come to her, but she said, call, her fairy name is Jai, Jai. Her fairy name is Jai. So everything I just said, she is the healer of trauma. She said trauma no longer exists. She said the love is cosmic now. Like the vibration has gone out. The messages have gone out. The feeling. So if you know, one day, like today, I was feeling a little bit because I was tired. Because you know, when I channel, sometimes I can't go to sleep because they won't stop talking, and you know, you don't want to miss nothing, so you don't want to take down your notes. And so I was kind of half sleeping, so I was tired, and so I ended up making some avocado conditioner. As soon as I cut that avocado open, I just felt this burst of energy just come over me. And I was like, oh, thank you. And it just kept getting, you know what I mean? And I started getting because I did take a nap, but I started getting my energy, start regaining my energy. And that's what that's the abilities that we have in our connection. That's why I'm always stressing your connection to nature, because that's everything. That's everything. This very system is dependent on nature. It can't do nothing without it. And so, you know, we got to be more courageous. We got to be more brave. We got to be bold, and we have to step forward and do what we've been called to do what we've been created to do. I was also watching a young lady, not a young lady, but she was a woman on that channel I told you. It's called Coming Home. I'll put that in the description box too. and the near-death experience channel. And she was saying, this one lady, she was talking about her near-death experiences. She said, many are called, but few are chosen. And she said, and the few of the few that are chosen say yes. And so we got so many of us, you know, we are, we don't understand. Like, we look at people like Brother Bobby and all the masters and people who seem to have this deep connection to spirit, and they're very successful in what they do spiritual-wise, but we don't know what it costs. We don't know all the hell they got to go through. We don't know, you know what I'm saying? We just want the following. We just want, you know what I'm saying, before we even put down the work, you know what I'm saying? Before we, you know, conquer our addictions, before we conquer our fears. We want to know some shit, but you ain't backing it up with, okay, fuck that job. I'm going to figure it out. Okay, I'm getting out of this relationship because it no longer serves me. But what if I leave and I can't pay this, or, you know what I mean? Or, you know, whatever the case, all these fears, you know what I mean? You got to back it up. You know what I mean? Walk your walk and talk your talk. Mean what the fuck you say. You know what I'm saying? So it's going beyond, like, this is where the wheat is going to be separated from the chaff, because now it's show and prove time. Now it's show and prove time. Not show and talk. It's show and prove. So, let me see. I don't wanna miss nothing, because she came through. I don't want to miss anything. Yeah, so look up her. I'm gonna put her songs, the ones I liked, the ones that I came across in the channel. But Anthony, you know what I'm saying? That's my favorite. But she, mostly all her songs is talking about, you know, trauma or breakup or healing. And she came through, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting her, that's my baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is my baby, you know? She came through with it. And she'll continue to come through with these, with this information. And Roger means renowned for his sword. You see what I'm saying? So he came in, and that collaboration with Pac and California Love, and then he did Computer Love. So it destroyed the whole, you know, like the Apple phones is watching us, and they watching us through the TVs, and and that's all they can do. It's over. It's shut down. It's nothing. Whatever they had planned is null and void. It's null and void. You are the power, and when you decide to fully walk in your power, that's when you know what I'm saying, gonna, you know, understand what it is I'm talking about. You're gonna fully understand what it is I'm talking about. So I'm gonna leave it there, because I'm already at 27 minutes, but they broke the spell. They broke the spell of the vibrational, oh yeah, she want me to say a boomerang. For people who are putting spells on people, it's a boomerang effect. So people who are still practicing that low-level magic, or trying to put spells on people, it's an automatic boomerang. Shit come right back. Whatever you put out for somebody, come right back to you 50 times faster. So, and also watch the movie Boomerang, and it will give you the breakdown of how Eddie Murphy had to come, you know, his ego had to be broke down for him to receive true love. You know what I mean? He had to really go through, you know, being a dog, and, you know what I'm saying, having all the women, and then he said, but this one, you know what I mean, I can't shake her. I can't, you know, I can't do her like I did everybody else. I'm in love, you know what I'm saying? So he took off the ego and put himself out there, and ended up with, you know, who he was supposed to be with in the first dang on place. But yes, whoever is doing those spells, it's like it's that's over. You know what I'm saying? We not those people who are still in that negative space where they want to be playing games with spirit. You taking yourself out. Anybody of a lower level nature who hurting anything on the planet that is a part of this ecosystem, they already you just packed your bags. So yeah, that's what she said. That's boomerang. It's a straight boomerang. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I will be coming back with another video. Please contact me for your very readings, your spiritual consultations, dream interpretations, as well as your inspirational, tailor-made voice notes and your fairy dust. And I will see y'all in the next video. Got podcasts coming. Peace.